Many Muslims struggle to memorize the Quran because they don't understand the Arabic language. Arabic is one of the most overlooked parts of memorizing the Quran, and if you knew how important it is, I'm sure you wouldn't be delaying learning it. My name is Ahmed, and I memorized the Quran by the permission of Allah, and Arabic was an essential part of my journey. So today I want to explain to you how Arabic can help you in your Hifdh journey. It is no secret that the language of the Quran is the Arabic language. Allah says in Surah Yusuf, "Inna anzalnahu Qur'anan Arabiyyan la'allakum ta'qilun." Verily, we have sent it down as an Arabic Quran so that you can understand. So understanding Arabic is the foundation of understanding the Quran. So there are a few ways in which knowing Arabic can help you in your memorization of the Quran. The first way is that you can easily remember what ayah comes next due to understanding the context. For example, Allah says in Surah Ar-Rum, وَيَوْمَ تَقُومُ السَّاعَةُ يُبْلِسُ الْمُجْرِمُونَ وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُم مِّن شُرَكَائِهِمْ شُفَعَاءُ وَكَانُوا بِشُرَكَائِهِمْ كَافِرِينَ. Which means, and on the day the hour is established, the criminals will despair, and there will not be for them from their associates any intercessors, and they will disbelieve in their associates. So we have two themes in these two ayahs. First, on the day of judgment, the criminals will despair, and then secondly, they will have no intercessors from their associates. So if you understand the meaning of these ayat, you can understand that after the criminals despair on the day of judgment, after that there should be some effect of what's going to happen next to them, which would be that they would have no intercessors to save them. So if you didn't know Arabic at all, you wouldn't understand what these ayat are even talking about. So the first ayah ends with the word mujrimun. So since you don't understand Arabic, then there are many ayahs that end with that same word. So it's very easily to confuse the second ayah with any other ayah from any other surah. For example, we have in Surah Yunus, إِنَّهُ لَا يُفْلِحُ الْمُجْرِمُونَ وَيَعْبُدُونَ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ مَا لَا يَضُرُّهُمْ وَلَا يَنْفَعُهُم. So notice here in this passage in Surah Yunus, the last word of the first ayah ends in the same word as in Surah Rum, which is al-mujrimun. So it's very easy to mix up both of these passages just because the last word is al-mujrimun. And I've seen this happen so many times with people who don't understand Arabic. They mix up so many ayahs from different surahs just because they don't understand what is being said. The second benefit of Arabic is that if you know Nahu, which is Arabic grammar, it makes Hifz much easier. The Quran is the highest form of Arabic literature. So if anyone wants to understand the Quran, they have to know Arabic grammar, which is Nahu. So Nahu is a science where you deal with the harakat on the ending of the words. And we see this all over the Quran. For example, we have Wallahu Ghafurur Rahim, Inna Allah ala kulli shay'in qadir, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. So notice the word Allah in all of these three examples. It can either be a dhamma, a fatha, or a kasra, depending on the meaning of the sentence. So if you were to learn Nahu, you would understand why the haraka changes on each of these words. And another benefit is that if anyone recites an ayah incorrectly, you would easily be able to correct them even if you haven't memorized the ayah itself. The third benefit of learning Arabic is that if you understand the basics of sarf, which is Arabic morphology, you can easily understand the meaning of many words due to their similarity in structure. Sarf is about how the Arabic words change into many structures in order to form many different meanings. For example, we can have 4 different words that revolve around the same meaning. So we have kataba, he wrote, yaktubu, he writes, uktub, write as in a command, kitabatun, to write as in the source. So if you did not know Arabic and Sarf, you would not understand the relation between all these words, let alone understanding their meaning. So knowing Sarf helps you to avoid making silly mistakes, such as in the ayah where Allah says, Kutiba alaykum as-siyam, you may mistakenly say Kataba alaykum as-siyam. So when Allah says Kutiba alaykum as-siyam, the meaning is fasting was prescribed over you. But if you mistakenly say Kataba alaykum as-siyam, that would mean he prescribed fasting over you. And obviously, there's no wrong meaning in the mistaken way of reciting it. But obviously, we have to recite the Quran as it was revealed. Now that you have a brief idea on how Arabic can help you in your hifz, let's talk about how you can learn the basics of the Arabic language. So first, we have to focus on learning Arabic vocabulary, and the best source of learning vocabulary is from the Quran. Most of the words in the Quran repeat many times, so once you start to understand its common vocabulary, you will start to understand the Quran much faster than you thought. When I started learning Arabic from the Quran, whenever I didn't understand a word that I was interested in knowing due to coming across it many times, I would look at the translation to understand its meaning. And I kept doing this till I would understand around 70% of the Quran. And if you want, you can go a step further by writing down each new word that you learn. But honestly, you don't have to do it because I personally didn't do it myself. And I think constant exposure by reading the Quran is sufficient enough for you to learn the vocab words. If you manage to do this process for a year and you understand the majority of the Quran, I would say your vocab is good enough to start learning books in Nahu. So the first book you want to start with in Nahu is called Al-Ajur Rumiyah. You might not understand a lot of it the first time you try reading it, but that's totally okay. You should try to listen to a series where it's explained in English so that it can help you understand the words easier. Some people think that if you're learning Arabic, you should only listen to Arabic durus. But that is not true because in English durus, the teacher will still explain the Arabic words and arguably you'll understand it easier because it's in your own language. So as an aspiring Hafidh, you should try your best to spend whatever time you're able to in improving your Arabic skills. It will make memorization and revision significantly more easier because you actually understand what you are reading. If you benefited from this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and share with others. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.